It's very warm in here, so I have this to cool me off. Welcome to my floor. I'm gonna be doing a tier ranking video today. I'm going to be tier ranking all the fantasy books I've read, like ever. And I even put like loose fantasy in here. You know, like you wouldn't think of it as fantasy, but it was also categorized as fantasy. There'll be novels, mangas, just all around fantasy stuff. So I think this is good to do in the beginning of the video, but I would really appreciate a like and a comment and a subscribe and to ring that notification bell. It just really helps out a small channel and really helps with engagement, and if you would like to, that would make me very happy. Anyway, onto the video. So at the very top we have S's for Slay, which are basically the best of the best. My Slay books, my favorites of all time, would be in my top 10 kind of vibe. So next we have Great, which I think is pretty self-explanatory, like a 4 to 5 star range. So the next one is Good. Let's go ahead and capitalize that. More aesthetically pleasing. So yeah, good, just good. Like 3.5 to 4 stars. That's what I would put in Good. Perhaps even a 4.5 star. And then we have Fine, like 3 star. Middle of the line, it was fine, just fine. So then we have Meh, which I chose to not capitalize for effect. And Meh is kind of bad, like a 2 star, 2.5. Then we have Bad. These are just the 1.5 to 2 stars. I'm sorry if you love these books, but I was not a fan, so. And then last we have Bye, which I think is like absolutely disgusting. Don't talk to me, goodbye. So yeah, that's the little ranks. And now let's get on to the video. All right, so first we have Shadow and Bone, and I think I would put those in Good. I liked them a lot, but it's not like one of my favorite things ever. So the next one I have is Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky. I would also put this one in Good. It was a cute little middle grade. Vicious and Vengeful. I have differing opinions on the 2 installments of this series. First, we have Vicious, and I'm going to put Vicious in Great. I love Vicious. I thought it was so fun. A good take on superheroes. And for Vengeful, I think I'm gonna put it up to Fine. To be honest, I didn't even like it that much. It took me forever to finish, like 2 years. It just wasn't the same vibe as the first one for me. I thought there were way too many characters, 5 or 6 perspectives, and I was like, I care about Victor and Eli and Sydney, not Dominic. I don't care about Dominic. Why was there like 100 pages dedicated to him? So the next one is Impact Winter. So this is an Audible original, and it's about like, I think it was like a nuclear war happened, or like a super volcano erupted and it blocked out the sun for a while. So vampires rose up. But yeah, I liked it. I would give this, I'd say Good. I'd put in Good. All right, so next we have Snow White with the Red Hair. And I think I'm going to put this one in Meh. I thought it was silly, to be honest. Not that much happened. Literally all that was talked about was her red hair. Like that was the main character itself, was her red hair. So Strange the Dreamer. I'm gonna put Strange the Dreamer in like top of Fine. Like I'm gonna say bottom of Good. I really liked the beginning. In my opinion, I just wasn't as into it at the end. All right, so next we have the Spiderwick Chronicles. I'm sorry people for nostalgia, but I read these when I was 16 and I listened to them on audiobook and I did not like them at all. I'm gonna put them in bad. Yeah, sorry peeps. Although this one was my favorite, so we'll go at the front. I want to reread them because I'm sure physically they're much more fun, but not much happens. It's like very short, and audiobook is just not the way to go for this. Coraline. And Coraline goes into Great. I love Coraline. I love the movie. I love the story. And I honestly think it's one of the most imaginative and creative stories out there. Like, how did Neil Gaiman think of this? It's kind of insane. And I liked how in the book, there was a scene that wasn't in the movie that I thought was really cool too. If you read it, you know, the scene in like the bunker with the dad. Yeah, that was fun. It was interesting. It was spooky. So the next book is A Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin. By a lot of the books I hate, I read when I was like 17, 18. So I thought the book was really boring. Barely anything happened. It was like a lot of just description of what this one character who had no personality was doing. There were like no other characters, and girls couldn't do magic, which I thought was like, what? So the next books I have is Children of Blood and Bone. I would say the first one would go at the front of good. I really enjoyed the first book a lot. I thought it was just super fun and a really fun, like, you know, elemental Avatar-esque story. The second one is going into bad. At the top of bad. She destroyed one of the characters, like made her do something like unforgivable. And also it just wasn't crafted well in my opinion, not like the first one. Okay, so the next one I have is Gallant. I'm going to put that in the top of great. I loved Gallant, and I know this got kind of like mixed reviews, but I'm obsessed. I thought it was amazing. It's like one of my favorite V.E. Schwab books, if not my favorite V.E. Schwab book. I loved the atmosphere, the gothic vibe, which not many people talk about. I think this is a gothic, kind of like a fantasy gothic. Crimson Empire, which is a manga. Bad. I think Children of Virtue and Vengeance is a little better. I thought that Crimson Empire was really bad. It was like just, this is one I got when I was like 12 and I would just go around in the manga section and just look for something to buy. There were so many time skips that like it didn't even make sense. It was very hard to follow. I even hated this one when I was a child. Okay, so next is Percy Jackson. I think Percy Jackson is good, but I would say bottom of good for me. I know a lot of people are going to be pissed off about that. Just, I don't know. It didn't hit me the way like a lot of the really popular middle grade series did. I'm going to reread it because the show is coming out, so maybe I'll have a different opinion when I reread it. But for now, it's like bottom of good. I would say like a 3.5 star. So next is The Inheritance of Arcadia Divina. And that is top of meh. I really loved this when I first started reading it. I was like obsessed with it. I was like, oh my god, this is like a new 5-star for me. But then it got really silly. There were like these flowers that grew out of them and like no one really commented on them. And the ending just felt rushed. I thought it was City of Bones, a throwback. I love City of Bones. I'm gonna put it at top of good. I know it's cliche, but I think it's so fun, and I love the snarky characters, love the Shadowhunter world. I thought it was so fun. So now we have Rosero Vampire. Bye. I hated this. I thought it was stupid. It was just a bad, ecchi fan service. Renegades. I love Renegades. I think I'd put Renegades... Whew, is it great or good? I'll say top of good. I'll leave it there for now, but I really liked Renegades. I thought it was really fun. Okay, so these two are Madoka Magica spinoffs. I was obsessed with Madoka when I was a child. Still am. I think it's one of the best shows ever created. And I would buy all of like the spin-off mangas of it because I couldn't get enough of that show. So I just reread them and I think they are fine. They're literally just spin-offs. They didn't bring anything to the table, really. It was kind of just like fan fiction of the original series. Now we have Ember in the Ashes, and I'm going to put this at great. I love the Ember in the Ashes series. I think it's one of the best YA fantasies. And I just had a great time reading it. The Little Prince. I would also put The Little Prince at great. Probably right above Ember in the Ashes. That is one story that has so many themes and so much to think about. Legendborn. Yes, our first S is for Slay. I'm obsessed with Legendborn. It's like my favorite YA fantasy series, I think. Come back at the end of the video and check that. Everything hits. I am obsessed with Legendborn. Ooh, The Hobbit. I think The Hobbit is bad. I really didn't like it. Boring. I just found it boring. I'm gonna put it at the end of bad. I know everyone like loves The Hobbit and it's a classic and everything, but not for me. Okay, Clockwork Angel. I think Clockwork Angel is good. I would put it right behind Shadow and Bone. It's a little better than Shadow and Bone. I'd put it here. I really liked the ending. The ending was very sweet. Okay, Saga. Meh. Now this is another really popular one, but it said the R word, which like, why are books doing that? Why have I read books that are doing that? Like, let's stop that right now. And I thought it was really fast. Nevermore is... S is for Slay. I am literally obsessed with Nevermore. It's like my favorite middle grade series right now. It's just everything I need. Whimsy, magic, mysteries, lovable characters, especially Finestra. Just wonderful. Fruits Basket. This is hard. I think I'm gonna put it at the top of great. but it could even be an S's for Slay. I love the show. I haven't read all the manga, and I've read the first 2 volumes of the collector's edition. Ugh, that story, it gives me nostalgia. It brings me back. It's just so good. I would say this one's more light fantasy, but it's still fantastical, so that's why I added it. Bloodlike Magic is next. I'm gonna put that behind Fruits Basket. I love this series. Just a great YA fantasy that doesn't get enough hype for how good it is. The Glass Witch. I'm gonna put The Glass Witch in good, right above Percy Jackson. I love Lindsay Puckett's YouTube channel, and I was so excited for this to come out, and I read it and I liked it. I thought it was cute. Definitely a fun Halloween middle grade read. Shuna's Journey. I would also put Shuna's Journey in good. Probably right in front of The Glass Witch. So this is a Miyazaki story. It's like a manga, and I think it was one of the original stories he did. And it has that Miyazaki charm, but it got a little confusing at the end. It's very much an adventure story, so if you want to pick it up, you should. All right, so we're getting down to the thick of it. Next, we have A Darker Shade of Magic. I'm gonna put that at the bottom of great. I loved this series. I still do. It's so fun, and we're getting a new trilogy within it, which is very exciting. But I would say I like the other ones in here better than it, although I do love it. So that's why it's in great. Pandora Hearts. I need to read more of it, but I really liked what I read of it. So I'd probably put it in front of Tristan Strong. Just a really fun series so far. I was very captivated by it. This is another one I bought when I was a kid, and I would like to continue it because it was really fun. So we have the Mistwick School of Music Craft, and I thought this was bad, but I put it at the front of bad. They were so mean to the main character constantly. All of the characters were so mean to her, and she did nothing. And it just annoyed me. And there was like, I was expecting like this fun, magical like school setting. There were no classes. Like they were never in classes. They were just in like their dorms. Although funny enough, I really loved the little novella they did on Audible. I would actually put that in good. I think I'd put it, you know, right behind Tristan's, maybe right behind Impact Winter. I really enjoyed it. If you're looking for like a little cute, little free thing on Audible just to, you know, listen to for an hour, I'd recommend it. It's a really cute little short story that wraps up really nice and has a cute little twist at the end. Okay, next is House in the Cerulean Sea. Well, I would say S is also for Slay. I would probably put that right here. Love House on the Cerulean Sea. It's the sweetest thing I've ever read. It made me cry so much because of the sweetness of it. Not even because it was sad. You should pick it up. It's just adorable and queer and lovely and just everything you need. Like a big hug. Okay, Magicians. Bye. Top of bye. I hate The Magicians. I thought it was sexist. I thought it was homophobic. I thought the main character was absolutely atrocious. Although I loved the TV show, which is kind of funny. If you want a good TV show, watch The Magicians. Don't read the book. Watch the show. All right, Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. Oh, I'm gonna put them in front of Legendborn. S is for Slay. They slay. I'm obsessed with them. I think I even like the second one more than the first one. It's one of the most popular YA duologies out there. You can't go anywhere in like the YA sphere without hearing about Six of Crows because it's literally just that good. Peak YA in my opinion. All right, Savior's Champion. I'm gonna put it in meh. Loved the beginning. I thought it was just so fun. A really fun tournament style fantasy. It just was so long. I think this book needed to be cut in half, to be honest. It's like fun, fun, fun. Oh my god, this is still going. Oh, this is still going. Starless Sea. I would put Starless Sea in meh as well. Right behind The Inheritance of Arcadia Divina. I loved it in the beginning once again, but there was no structure to this story. I thought it was kind of a mess. And then the ending, it just ended. There wasn't even like an ending. It's just like, oh, we're done. And the last one is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I think that one's good. I would probably put it above Strange the Dreamer. I really enjoyed this story. It just took me forever to finish. The concept was great. I loved the ending, but in the middle, it was like a little bit, where is this going? And then I thought Addie wasn't that compelling of a main character, to be honest. So yeah, this is the end. This is what I have. I'll go over it slowly. Alright, so that was my tier ranking of every fantasy book I've read. Sorry if I offended you. I hope I didn't. These are just my opinions. If you liked this, please give it a like, comment, subscribe. It really helps the small channel out, and I'd really appreciate it. So yeah, I think that's all. Bye!